You're listening to 16-Bit Sundays by Ctrl Alt Delete.
Mark.
Good evening, retro gamers, and welcome to another 16-Bit Sundays with me, JD.
And me, Booga.
And it's Rotan.
Way! So yeah, we're Super Mario World in it on the Super Nintendo.
Nostalgia hour, effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Sundays have turned into.
Yeah, pretty much. Although, I can't, to be honest, think of a great deal to say about this game.
Well, I remember playing it a lot as a kid, and for the Super Nintendo, this was probably one of the greatest games that...
Was this, Super Metroid,
Yeah.
F-Zero,
Yeah, that F-Zero
the trio of awesome that I always like...
Street Fighter 2 Turbo, was it?
Oh
that we
yeah,
had?
that was the
That was
tits. That was the first game that we got with it as well, and like
Yeah.
I remember our dad was like, "Oh, you bloody idiots! You should have got a Super Mario pack, like you have all the Marios." And it's like, well, yeah, but then, you know, you're still just playing effectively the same game over lots of different platforms.
Yeah, Super Mario 2 was shocking. Well, it wasn't Super Mario 2, was it? It was. Yeah, it was Super Mario 2.
Because let's be honest, if you've got the whole Mario pack, you're effectively only going to play one of those predominantly out of all of them. Maybe
this
two.
one.
This one. You know, I don't know if it's a controversial view or not, but in my opinion, this is the best Mario ever made.
This or
Yeah.
the
I don't know.
the 6 golden coins on the Game Boy. That was so varied. Like the worlds you went on, you were like in a little spaceship and a little submarine.
Oh, those were amazing.
Yeah, yes, that's a different.
Or Wario World on the Game Boy.
Yeah,
that
Wario
was
World.
incredible.
That flipped
yeah.
the script.
Yeah,
I
like
really
Wario
did.
World.
That was really fucking good.
Yeah, it was nice playing as someone different than Mario.
I think
Yeah.
I cemented Wario as my favourite Mario universe character as well. Because I always pick him on Mario Kart and stuff because he's just comical.
Yeah, he's
Who'd
got-
you always pick, Joe?
on what the Mario games or whatever. I'm usually one of the.
Well, he doesn't really know.
Well, yeah, it's one of
Depends how he's
the.
feeling.
You
Yeah,
the shy
that's it.
guy. You the shy guy.
No, I'm not one of the big characters. I'm one of the. I don't know their names.
Shy Guy's kind of a little character.
Yeah, as is the Bones.
Yeah, Bones McGoy.
Bones
Yeah.
McCoy.
Whatever his name is, the Bone Dinosaur.
Skeleton Turtle.
Just bones or something, isn't it?
Bones, yeah,
God,
probably.
no. Dry bones, that's it.
Oh, look at them
Bones.
golds! Look at them golds! Gotta collect. Oh,
Gotta be Luigi, number one. Always.
Yeah, he's good.
He's the
But
best.
because you're him, then
Yeah, it's tough. I gotta be Luigi. Yeah, I don't know about this being the best ever. That's not. It's like today's standards, no. Like, you know, like fucking Mario Galaxy is. by
I
far
think
the best.
the overall
um,
feeling of when it came out dictates how great the game was, because even though, yeah, the ones on the Wii and the Wii U, much better graphics, much more gameplay out of it, probably a deeper story, but I don't know, when they
graphics
drop,
on this
they
one-
just don't create the same feeling when you buy them.
To be honest, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a great deal of difference between. I don't know of a great deal of difference between World and 3. Like, there was no new technologies. There was no new.
Oh, the graphics
Really?
are definitely better. The graphics
Wow.
are
Like, no,
yeah,
miles
no.
better on
I'm
this.
talking about gameplay mechanics.
Oh
not graphics,
no different mechanics. It's still
I'm sure,
other than the Yoshi,
Yoshi,
the world,
the
and that
cape.
you're going to.
Wasn't the leaf
No,
power
you
up
have
new to this?
You have the beaver tail in 3, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is
the
much
cape-
better. The cape is so difficult, as you
It's
will
not
later
a
see in
beaver,
this
was
video.
It was a raccoon tail.
Yeah,
It's not a raccoon either.
Oh,
no.
okay.
It's
Semantics.
Yes. Well.
Okay, go on then. What
But-
was it? What was it? 'Cause I was sure it was a
to be
raccoon.
clear.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Go on. Go on.
Raccoon,
Tang.
beaver.
Spill forth your secrets.
I think it's a T.
No.
I gotta look it up 'cause it's straight.
T?
Yeah. It's like Tomakin or something like that. So
Oh well, yeah. If it's probably some Japanese or Asian animal rather than American. I don't know.
Tanuki. That's it.
Tanuki.
It's Tanuki soup.
Yeah, Tanuki. Oh no, yeah, it's Tanuki soup, but that's not an animal, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It must be like the Japanese name for like some kind of badger beaver type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a much better
Badger
suit to
beaver.
control. Like the cape in this, you only. It
It
was
took
weird.
skill, man.
Yeah, ultimate skill.
You needed a prep.
But I remember
and, like, actually
me and
practice
Rotan stayed up all night and nailed this on the SNES, and even there's a level where you have to fly under the checkpoint and get to a secret checkpoint behind it.
I
You actually
think I
did
remember
it,
that one.
but it took a serious amount of tutorials to nail it. There's a specific point you have to get.
Oh, there you
Pro.
go. The Tanuki Mario form's name comes. That doesn't even make sense. Comes from the Tanuki, an animal found in Japanese depicted folklore. The form that statue Mario takes while wearing a Tanuki suit resembles Kashitigarba, the protector of travelers and guardian of souls. There you go.
Who is
Uh,
known
nice.
as Daigo.
Daigon Jizu Bosatsu in Japan.
Yeah, that's a
So,
kick-ass name.
it's a
That is
folklore thing.
badass. That's actually really nice. I think that it is based on more of a folklore.
Oh yeah,
than
more
just like
Asian
some animal.
more than,
Yeah.
Western fucking just a general animal that makes no sense. Yeah, there's a really nice suit in the new Mario. I can't remember. It's like the cat suit.
Yeah,
isn't it?
cat suit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was that one you can climb up walls and?
yeah, it
whatnot?
looks really cute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fen suit. It's a bit. Oh, it's okay when Peach does it, but it's a bit off-putting when the rest of the lads all go around on
Yeah,
all
it's a
fours with
little
their
bit-
ass presented.
It reminds me of that fucking celebrity
like
Big
any
Brother,
male
where that
cat.
guy pretended to be a cat. That Scottish politician pretended to be a cat, and that
Oh,
was just like
yeah, yeah.
creepy as fuck. Oh, not that I ever watched Big Brother, but it was just one of those.
That was beyond
reviews you
Big
see on
Brother though.
Charlie Brooker and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Did he not want to just be like in Cats though? Is that his bad?
No. Just the don't know what her name was, but there was a woman on there as well that kind of like was playing with him. There was some weird, twisted kind of like on-camera foreplay. It was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But she was basically like
feeding him, and he was a
coaxing
cat.
him to be a cat, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be a cat," and he just came up and was like meow meow at her and all
That
this.
sounds like some kind of like.
It was fucking no. Well, yeah, behind closed doors, that shit's cool, but I don't want to watch it, and that was on television.
What's that got to do
Weird.
with? Was it just say Britain's Got Talent?
No, that was
No, that was
Celebrity Big Brother.
All right. Okay.
And so was watching Mario kind of like do the whole cat thing in his new suit just
Skills.
reminds me of that, and it's a little bit
Oh,
creepy.
he's lost his Yoshi.
No. Like,
Hey, what?
I'm totally happy when Peach does it. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh yeah, well, it's
no, thank you. Even Luigi, I can't be putting up with that. Luigi, put it away.
even though he's got less of a gunt.
well,
Yeah, I mean, it's just like looking at a male cat though, and don't think of the male cat in that respect.
Hang on, no, just.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is. I don't know. I don't know if this is the best. There was no real
Oh,
advance
come
in
on, it
bar
looks-
graphics
I think
from 3.
Just how vast
I'm
the
not-
world is,
Yeah,
man.
the world's
world
good.
is.
There
the
was-
end
there was-
boss,
there was-
the end
there
boss
was more levels in this than there was in
completes
Three.
this
Oh, yeah, there
because the
was.
mechanic in
I
the
don't
end
know.
boss is 10 times different. Than
And you had all the tubular
Three.
worlds and everything in it, and all
3
the secret
was
areas.
exactly the same. Every
fences.
fucking boss that you killed in 3 was exactly the same. The difference was it was on a pirate ship or a castle. You just had to jump on their head 3 times, and its jobs are good. And
Pretty
it
much.
was sort of very repetitive. And yeah, they just switched up what they looked like. Some of them had wands that they fired at you, others didn't. Whatever. But if you had fireballs, you could just bang bang. They're easy.
But this is another case in point, man. Level design. I mean, look at
Yeah,
this. with the
this
fencing
wasn't
and
on 3.
This is like.
Because you could flip the level. It's sort of like Castlevania, I think, had a level like that, where yeah, you could flip to the background.
Oh,
yeah.
these were.
Yeah,
These were.
I mean, the
these were fucking
graphics were
like.
loads better at this point. Because 3 was on the original NES.
And even though we can't hear it now,
Yeah,
the
I mean-
soundtrack as well added a massive amount of character to the game. More
They've
so
all
than.
had good stuff.
Yeah, they.
But,
To be fair, all their end level boss levels are good soundtracks.
Dum dum dum. Bum bum
Yeah, that's this one.
bum bum bum.
Well,
See, this
It's
is,
marginal.
This
It's
is
fucking
a
marginal.
lot
Oh, this
harder
is-
because
this
you
is,
actually have to Royal Rumble him out of the ring.
This reminds me of that scene from the film Dune, when that guy's fighting Sting.
This is a toughie, but he just went.
it's.
Lucky.
I don't know. It is better for the boss fights than that, but it's still marginal. Not compared to the advances. Like obviously, it's non-comparable. But like when you went 64, Mario 64.
It's
came out,
it's like Grand Theft Auto 3 to Vice City. There's like one, maybe two differences, but overall, it's pretty much the same sort of game.
It's
I
like-
think
it's
the
like-
biggest difference between those is in Vice that your
Helicopters.
character actually had a voice and
Yeah, he
personality
talks,
and an
yeah.
interaction
But
with
it
the world
wasn't
you were
worth
playing
him
with.
having a voice.
Oh no, man! It was Ray Liotta voicing him. I
yeah.
thought it added a lot more character
But it's
and
typical, like,
atmosphere to the game.
I'm Tommy Vercetti.
Well, of course, it's playing on those 1980s stereotypes of kind of like a mafioso.
We
or
need
the
something decent. I'm sick of the stereotypes.
Anyway, comparing Mario 3 and Mario World is like more like comparing GTA 1 and GTA 2, whereas it's like yeah, they were both different. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
2
totally.
is massive.
Two
compared to
is
1.
two is
But it
fucking.
was same.
No,
No,
the
2 is
fact
the-
that what
the
you could
same.
accomplish in 2,
You basically had a gang warfare system where you could make allegiances.
Yeah,
with-
the accuser thing. And
Number
that's
1,
there was
you got
there
4
was
stars.
There was no
all
big
that got
gameplay
bigger
elements.
there was police and roadblocks. In 2,
Oh,
you had
dodging the
army,
balls.
you had SWAT, you had FBI.
No,
Now-
that's just more of the same.
No, that's a massive increase in fucking
It's the same
threat,
mechanics.
Because
same
tanks
mechanics.
just
Though. Nothing
roll-
was actually added.
Cars
it's
could
just more
have
of the
stuff
same
added to them,
mechanics.
machine guns
Oh,
added,
here he
oil
is.
slicks added to them.
Here he
There's
is.
a lot of
He's got the
different
cape.
mechanics that weren't in 1. Like,
So
honestly,
here we go.
No, not a lot. It's like
enough to be more of a difference
And you
between
had that
these.
fucking shockwave when you landed as well.
Yeah,
Power
it's
land.
such a fucking thing to
Oh, it is
control
that.
though.
You got to tap it. You got to glide,
Yeah.
man. It's like wee. Yeah, see you
but
doing it.
compared to the one in 3, the one in 3 was much nicer. But it was easier.
It was easier.
Yeah, you could
you just have to
just
tap.
do a whole level, just fly over it. He's
Yeah.
making the most of this.
He's not very good with his cape though, is he?
No, you got to
What do you
be.
expect?
That's why you just gotta go up and come down.
I've seen you do it. You're no good.
I'm better than that.
No, I watched. Me and you sat and completed this a while ago, and we were both just as shit.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, we were trying to do that secret level.
What secret level?
You have to fly under the checkpoint at the end of this level, and then there's a secret checkpoint to end the level. But you have to use the cape, obviously. You have to fly.
Oh, Cape and Yoshi,
You
the
start-
ultimate combination.
You start halfway through the level, and you have to fly this specific up-down path through all these fucking saws that are jagging up and down. It's one of those levels that's completely just moving platforms and
This is Yoshi Abuse Mario as well, and it's the one with punches in.
yeah,
Took a
it smacks him in the back of the head. You watch for that. You watch for it.
What does Mario actually punch Yoshi in the back of the head?
Yeah,
when he
when
wants
his
him to
tongue-
shoot fire or use his
Oh yeah,
tongue.
he does. Like
Yeah.
because Mario, in actual fact,
Is a
horrific,
malicious
horrific,
bastard.
like
He
rapist.
treats Luigi like
He's a
shit.
psychopath, isn't he?
He is a psychopath.
He
He's
treats
borderline
Bowser
personality
like
as well.
shit.
Yeah.
Peach, Daisy ain't interested.
Well, Peach is, but only for
Actually,
certain dimensions.
It's more of a story
yeah,
about
it's-
Bowser trying to rescue the princess from this horrible marriage that she's ended up in with this like really evil psychopathic plumber.
Oh, that's not true. No.
Dies,
No. Well, none of it's true. But the conspiracy of the canon is that what was it? The fucking Peach is just like some crazy sort of sadistic, masochistic bored housewife princess
Bipolar.
with like she's like the only human woman in her entire kingdom, and so she pays Bowser to like kidnap her, like like a celebrity escort kidnapping service type thing, and then has Mario come after her, rescue her, so she gets a bit of spice in her life, and then a bit of like a bit of chained up fun with Bowser in the middle. It's like no harm done.
And Mario's just this sociopathic fucking bastard, yeah, and just treats Luigi
know what?
like shit.
This is
kills
very,
loads of animals in the kingdom and steps on him and fucking.
It is very reminiscent of a David Lynch film. It's
Yeah.
the kind of like fucked up stories and relationships he has between characters in his films.
Oh, just yeah, skills.
That's a good rebound.
Like,
What film's that?
Well, a lot of his films, like pretty much all of them, really. I mean, you got like Wild at Heart, good Nicolas Cage film. Obviously, it's a
Wild
David Lynch
at
film, but it's
Heart.
obviously full of dysfunctional relationships between people.
If it's a Nicolas Cage,
And the way
film,
that it's always like
does
enormous.
Nicolas Cage play Nicolas Cage?
Of course.
Obviously, yeah.
He cannot play anyone else.
he pretty much isn't.
Yes.
It's good. It's like Nicolas Cage in his prime, though, when he's still good. He is like plays himself.
These levels were sick. because you had the giant ghosts, like the big ones. They're kind of annoying though, because the mechanics on these levels were you have to find the door.
Oh, you just like literally door
There's, like,
swapping
yeah,
all the
loads
time.
of doors everywhere. You
I
just
fucking hate these levels.
fucking door.
Oh,
He's good. He's got himself back,
he's got a feather. He's okay.
and you have to do it in the time frame as well that they give you.
Yeah,
and,
like I love
Oh,
puzzle
that
games,
game's up,
but
doesn't it?
well,
You need a
no.
power button.
Yeah,
I
this
remember,
is
so
where I
that
got a bit
leads up.
confused. So it's like,
Because you need to get a power button, bring it in here, press the pow.
well, you'd think that. We'll see what happens. I can't remember, but I don't think it was that room. I think the arrow points that way, but you have to get a flying.
Yeah,
run up
you've got to come. You know, you've got
and
to.
fly higher than up there. I think.
I thought because you can loop back. You come back at a second time because you know where you're going. You bring the power button in with you. No, and then you use that as a running.
You can't bring the power button through.
Oh, does it not come through the door?
Comes through tubes, won't go through doors.
you know, like there's just going to be some
Ripped
people
off.
watching this going, "Oh my god, you call yourself gamers? You're such noobs. You don't even know what to do in fucking the first Ghost House." in
Yeah. Well, to
Mario
be
World."
fair,
Oh,
this
there
is
you go.
this is the retro.
I haven't played this since I was. You know, I actually owned a SNES when I was a
like
current thing.
6, 5, probably something like that.
I've done a lot of shit in between that time. A lot of memory loss
Oh, he's
as
big,
well.
big busy man. Can't be
Super
remembering.
busy, man.
Well-
Super busy.
Is that?
Yeah. Big, maybe. Possibly not that busy. Whole lot of, drinking and such.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
Probably does add to the memory loss. So that's why I don't remember.
You're a disgrace
To what?
to gamers.
To gamers?
Yeah,
Probably.
and to Mario.
Oh, he's,
Oh, there he goes.
yeah, nothing
Oh.
up there. You see.
Oh, what
Now
the
he's
fuck.
figured that out.
What a cock tease.
He knows something's going on. So he's like, right, don't focus on that power button so much.
So what would make me not a disgrace to gaming? Do I have to keep up with current trends and then get certain achievement points on
Yeah.
Xbox or
You-
Steam
you-
or whatever?
you have to
Do I
get-
have to meet a criteria of achievement points? Otherwise, I'm going to be
Yeah.
shunned from the gaming community.
That's right.
Is that exactly how it goes?
Pretty much.
Alright.
Yeah.
You need all your achievements, all your trophies. You need all your trading cards. You need.
Redeem yourself with a tidbit of gaming news if you can.
Well,
Oh, that's a lot.
well.
Is that a lot of pressure?
You put me on the spot, but finally, I do have a list of.
So here's something I prepared earlier.
Yeah, here's a list that I
Sticky back
prepared
plastic.
earlier for you.
Toilet rolls.
Well, one thing that I've been really interested in recently that I've seen some news and reviews about is the new HD remake of Abe's Odyssey, the first game that came out on the first PS
One of the best.
back in the day. Oh, that game was.
I saw some screens of that ages ago. When's that actually getting released?
I think. Oh, I don't see. I saw some videos of it on YouTube being played, but I'm not sure if that's just a limited alpha release. I can't remember. or
Didn't
if
do
it's
much
just a
research
beta.
then. He doesn't know what's getting released, does he?
I did, but I've forgotten because again, put on the spot with this.
It's good.
But yeah, I've seen some videos of it, and it's really good.
All I
Yeah,
care
it does-
about
it looks
it's not.
really
It's,
pretty.
it's just a fucking remake. Of
it's
Oddworld
not.
Time.
It's not. It's not. It's so much more.
Well, yeah,
It's-
but that's what I mean. They focused on.
Oh, he's fucked.
Oh, he's
First
dead.
That is his legitimate first death.
No, that's like
though, to be fair. Kill
bravo,
count, what?
bravo.
Well, what was his first illegitimate death?
It's coming up. I
Yeah,
think
this
it's,
one
it's coming up
when
now.
it cheats me out, I think I jump up and I hit an invisible block and just go straight down.
Oh, they blame the invisible block. It's always the invisible block.
Yeah, the fact that they focus on Oddworld or just older storylines and going into new stuff like that. I wasn't keen on Munch's
Oh, you
Odyssey.
fucked up the first
I
one.
know.
Oh.
Yeah, that's bad.
I wasn't after lives.
He just wants to clean run. Oh, he's
Yeah.
got one.
Oh. Cheeky.
But yeah, Munch's Odyssey wasn't all that great.
Ah,
and
no,
that
'cause
was,
What was the other one after that? There
That's,
was one
that's
after
the
that.
illegitimate
Yeah.
death right there.
yeah, that was illegitimate. There was
There's
that shooting guy, wasn't there?
no, yeah. That's I still haven't managed to play that because the copy that I eventually got didn't seem to work with the Xbox that I had. That may have something to do with it being a second-hand chipped version
Probably.
of Xbox. Probably
Well,
didn't.
yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, but I got all those emulators on it for free, so psh. But no, that Stranger's was it Stranger's Wrath?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it,
that
yeah,
that
Stranger's
was
Wrath.
that was an amazing game. It was I
It
really
looked
loved
alright.
the way that it kind of kept to the
It kind
universe,
of
but
looked like
completely
Dirge of
changed the format.
Cerberus.
Oh no, it was much more than it was much better than Dirge of Cerberus. It was a lot well, just a lot better.
What the fuck are we going on about? Are we still talking about Apes Odyssey?
Yeah, we're talking about one of the sequels unofficial sequels that came out, but it was still part of the same universe.
Yeah, it was the same.
It was a
part of
completely
the
different format. It was like a third-person / first-person kind of
Oh,
shooter
shit,
where
yeah,
you were
I know
a bounty
what you're going
hunter.
about.
You weren't
I didn't play it.
a slig. You were something similar
you
to
were-
a slig.
Yeah, it was like
It was some bounty hunter.
It was like kind of Wild West.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
that's-
fucking.
Yeah, I
I
never played
really. No, I played it like once when it came out years ago, but I
Oh, yeah, you
since
shoot
the-
stuff in the middle.
But we should like
Yeah.
we should definitely get a copy and do some videos on it.
I know,
think,
yeah.
like, 'cause
I
that'd be
want to
lovely.
do a good video on Oddworld.
Oh,
And,
fuck yeah.
Oddworld is supreme
Oddworld.
and Exodus. Yeah, Apes.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But no, the HD
Yeah, Oddworld
remake.
is just like the name of the universe.
But that was the
The-
original game, Apes Odyssey, Oddworld, and then Apes Odyssey Exodus
Yeah, it was a sequel.
was the sequel.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was just. I thought it was Oddworld's the universe, and it was
Yeah,
Apes,
yeah, but they
Apes
just
Odyssey, and then
they
Apes
kind of
Exodus.
taglined it with Oddworld once they brought out the second
Yeah.
Exodus. Basically,
Well, the new HD remake of the first Apes Odyssey looks really fucking nice. They've kept it on the same. They haven't made it fully 3D, where like third person or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've made it. They've kept it to exactly the same platform, except the camera angles change now. So you're still running on that fixed line.
It's just dynamic.
Yeah.
But it is
that's
far
the
more
thing I
dynamic, and you can
like.
see a lot more. And they've
Oh, that was a
stepped
shame.
out the background, so it's all 3D. They've obviously implemented little quick save functioning, so you can
Quick
if you-
save was on Exodus. That was.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
really
it's
an
good.
integral part. There's
Yeah,
loads
it
of
is.
other little functions that they've.
Oh, you know there's going to be some Easter eggs.
What I
in there
loved
as well.
most
definitely.
about Oddworld and that was just the attention to the background. Like when you switched through doors,
Oh.
it had a cutscene where it just went through into the background. Oh,
Mate,
it's beautiful.
On the HD version,
beautiful.
they've
no, I
worked with that, and it
imagine
looks
it's gonna be
fucking
fucking
delicious. It's still like
Just the music. It's just like
when I was watching the remake, I had the same kind of feeling of like, oh,
Yeah.
I need this.
And when you
Like,
escape
one
the
from the first
factory and
one.
get into the jungle, and it's just, oh my god, even the jungle vibe is just like.
It
man,
was like the most
this is
psytrance
wicked.
I've
Yeah,
ever
it's-
seen a
it's
video
got that
game
vibe.
ever. It has like it's a proper psytrance.
I don't know. Some
But
of those
without-
old
well, it is
F-Zero type
tribal,
games as well.
yes.
That's some pretty.
It's more tribal than I
Sidestep.
would say
And then-
psytrance. It's got that obviously because psytrance takes
Well, it depends.
Oh,
on
he's lost it!
Aspects.
Oh,
rookie maneuver there.
was that an illegitimate death?
Yeah.
that was pretty
that's-
legit. Come on.
All right, I'll accept that. That was my fault. That was my fault.
Shameful.
I panicked.
You can't lose your head for the mushrooms, man. I know they're tasty and shit, but
Yeah. There's just Abe's at that point was one of the few games that really challenged your strategy and tactics through just getting through one screen.
Your
And it-
perception as well. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it wasn't like some of like the old adventure games where it just asked you to do something completely stupid that you couldn't possibly think about, but it did get you to think outside the box in
Like,
ways that.
I would go as far as saying Abe's had more tactical espionage than Metal Gear Solid did in various parts.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
Because again, and things like Splinter Cell, a lot of it you can just go gung ho, and just go around that.
you
But
had nothing in Abe's
Abe's, you
though.
had to hide in the shadow at that specific point to get past and things. It was good.
Oh, are you gonna be able to knock on Father Christmas's head?
yeah, I hate parts.
Father
like this.
Christmas.
Yeah, I always
He
thought that
does,
guy throwing the
he's got a
sledgehammer looks like
Christmas
Father
hat.
Christmas. Look at him, he looks like Father Christmas gifting you with hammers. Ho ho ho! Have a hammer, Mario!
That's what you need,
Look
but
at his
I
Father
fucked it.
Christmas, look at him!
What? Nothing looks like Father
He
Christmas.
looks like got a fucking white beard and a little hat.
No, he had hands, white hands, and
And a white beard!
no.
Let him
doesn't have
imagine.
beards.
He's got a good imagination.
Next time.
Seeing things that aren't there
We'll freeze
is
frame him
beyond
at some point, and then
animation.
you'll see it.
I'm looking now. I'm looking right now. There's no beard.
Look,
Yeah,
He's got
do you not
hands.
see his winter hat?
He's got a winter
I
hat
see
and a
he's
white
got a
beard.
jockey's-
He's
got a
dressed up
jockey's
like
hat.
fucking
He's got a jockey's fucking
Christmas
rugby hat.
claws.
Is it? I see a winter hat. It's like
No,
it's
it's
like
like-
dressed for the.
It's
North
one of those
Pole.
leather, oh, let's have a scrum.
No, he's got a white beard.
Look.
Look at he's got a white beard
No, that's his
and a
chest.
white rimmed hat.
That's his chest.
Look,
I
It
don't know
still looks
what's
like a
going on.
beard.
It's all fucking messed up.
Father Christmas. It's just a hammer, bro.
Yeah,
He's just
I
like sort of
imagine-
sat down and he's a bit podgy.
When you have the time to actually look at it, it won't be a Christmas hat. Just I only get a quick.
Why would
glimpse.
Father Christmas be there blessing you with hammers?
When you're a kid, you just don't.
Why would there be a kingdom where a
Yes,
small squat
precisely
plumber
that.
runs through something that
go
looks
with it,
like
man.
fucking cake and then stomping on turtles and mushrooms to rescue a princess?
Yeah, you
It's all a fever dream, so
you
why
go
not
with it.
implement Father Christmas throwing you hammers? It makes as much sense.
The moment you start asking questions about Mario, that's when you. That's dangerous. man.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
go
but,
into a whole
Like,
territory of like,
why are there those little things?
sentient rocks
Who has
trying to kill
this
you.
as their sort of
An
office building? Like,
escalator of
Yeah.
death.
This is his office building.
Oh, your mushroom's fucked off. Oh,
Oh, that was like.
Oh.
Visitor's entrance, which you have to fucking.
dum dum dum, bada bum bum.
Well-
It's like the end of Gladiator trying to get through up into the
Yeah, but
secretaries.
That's an angry
the
stone.
Japanese don't even know who
There's
Father
an
Christmas
angry
is today.
fire.
Yeah.
Another angry
KFC
stone.
do an actual
Oh, that yeah.
Christmas
KFC.
chicken special.
Yeah, KFC is the reason that Japan has
Know
a
about
westernized Christmas.
Yeah.
There's like I don't know how many KFCs are open there now, but when the original one opened, they brought in the whole kind of festive season menu and all this, and the festive feel and look to the place. And
And they basically put a fucking Christmas hat on Colonel Saunders.
yeah, effectively. And now,
Colonel
now,
Sanders kind
and
of
now
cries every
apparently,
He's a dinosaur. Why that guy has to cry every time he sees a goddamn dinosaur?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you're saying Booga.
Well, yeah, that's it. They offer this Christmas special basically, and then they basically queue up massive
on
queues
Christmas Day.
to get this like Christmas special bucket, and they take into the whole Christmas hat, you know, the red and white.
Yeah, they queue up on Christmas Day for Christmas KFC effectively, and that's their idea of westernized
Of
Christmas in
Christmas,
Japan.
But
because
they
before,
don't celebrate
before
Christmas.
No, they did
Not
not.
in the
They
religious
don't. They
sense,
don't.
no, yeah.
No,
They
they
just-
don't. Like
yeah.
traditional
that is
Japanese
their
culture, they
Christmas.
don't celebrate Christmas because it's a westernized and like Europeanized.
Yeah, but they
thing.
must have something like Christmas.
Well, not in a gift-giving sense, and
No.
having a tree and lights and all
Probably.
that religious.
They're bound to have some
Well,
kind of gift-giving season. Like
You have.
You-
they have a
You got
consumer
Google.
market.
You got Google. Have a look.
Yeah, they may have some gift-giving season, but I would expect that to just be like birthdays or some like
Well,
tradition.
I wouldn't like to make any
it wouldn't
assumptions
be-
without actually looking into it first.
Well, yeah,
'Cause, like-
I don't think there's a specific day other than like Chinese New Year.
There's Eid as well. Muslims
Yeah.
have Eid, which comes at a different. I think.
But again,
I
that's
think it
Muslims,
falls in
that's
after
not
Ramadan.
the nation as such. I
No,
know, like
well, it's
Christmas is a Christian thing, but the nation has taken it beyond that, and it's like you don't even have to be religious anymore to celebrate that.
fuck him up, bro.
Dun dun dun! Bum, 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 bum.
Wow.
Step on his head.
Up the wall.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's coming down for you. Real.
Oh, here he comes! Here he comes! Oh, he's counted it.
How many times? 3 times usually.
Yeah,
isn't
it's always
It's the
the
magic
power
number.
of 3, man.
it? Triangle, man. Always enforce the
It's got it, yeah, it's got it, yeah. Look, I can't believe that's true. Yeah, Christmas is not widely celebrated in Japan, as not many people there are Christians. However, several customs have come to Japan from USA, UK, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Young couples like to go for walks and look at the Christmas trees and have romantic meals. Booking a table can be very difficult as it's so popular, but it's not a national holiday. All places are open on the 25th of December. In Japanese, Merry Christmas is Merry Kurisumasu and is written in blah 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 blah. Oh, here it is. Yeah, where was it? Oh shit! What was the bit I was looking at? Oh yeah. Fried chicken is often eaten. Oh, he's lost his.
Oh yeah, you mentioned fried chicken, man. It's like fuck. Oh, I need myself some chicken.
Fried chicken is often eaten on Christmas Day. It is the busiest time of year for restaurants such as KFC, and people can place orders at the local fast food restaurant in
Yeah.
advance. The traditional
Like
Japanese
people-
Christmas food is Christmas cake, but it's not a rich fruit cake. It's a sponge cake decorated with strawberries and whipped cream.
But yeah, that's it. People like pre-order their KFC like people pre-order their turkeys in fucking supermarkets.
Yeah, turkey.
And it's crazy, but that's what people enjoy.
Oh my god,
There's a sense of like
this website is so comprehensive. Whychristmas.com. It's literally got Christmas around
everything.
the world in like pretty much every country. It's got you can literally just click a flag, and it's like it'll tell you what's Christmas like in Germany.
That's a bit of a free advertising for whychristmas.com.
There you go. We're not getting any money on the side, I promise.
Nah. We should though.
Yeah.
If you're out there, White Christmas.
Yeah, give us some money. Actually, they got a contact thing here now. Actually, I might just like, hey, we featured you in our podcast that nobody listens to. Why don't you give us some money?
We have like 5 viewers. Can we have maybe a free eggnog?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for that.
Nah.
Like we didn't do eggnog in the UK.
No,
So-
you can get it.
We do, but it's
not a big thing.
Yeah, it's not a tradition like it is in America or like France. They kind of do it, but again, it's not as big as America. America's huge for eggnog.
Fuck, I don't know why it's.
It's fucking
It's
ridiculous.
grim.
What is it? Isn't it
It's
just
not
like
nice.
it's just like
It's
eggshells
the
and
thick- it's
cinnamon and milk?
It's mainly
With a
egg.
bit of
yeah.
brandy or
It's-
something.
Oh, backfired.
Yeah, that happens.
That's a fucking horrible.
I
It's
thought
like-
it sounded quite nice.
What do you call that type of alcoholic? Fucking
Baileys.
No. There's it's a specific type of cocktail, maybe. It's very thick.
Pina colada.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah?
one. Yeah, pina colada style.
Stop.
Okay.
But yeah, but egg flavoured pina colada.
Oh,
style.
no, it was second time.
Egg and cinnamon and milk and brandy.
Yeah, that sounds sickly as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That
It's-
sounds
it's-
fucking.
The egg
Christmas
doesn't sound nice. The brandy, the cinnamon.
Oh, it's like saying, oh, it's Christmas. You've got to make yourself sick.
Yeah,
It is-
well,
it
it's
is the
like
day
it's
to
like
make
the Yule,
yourself
the
ill.
Yule log, man. Nobody
But
would
it
do
is
anything that
alcoholic.
sickly at the time.
talking of Yule log. Did you know in Catalonia?
Is
which
that in Italy?
Oh.
No, Catalonia is
It's the other
actually
part of Spain.
it's the northern region of Spain.
Yeah.
That
Wait,
it's
why
been
did I, hang on,
amalgamated.
wait a minute. Why did I get an ooh for that?
He gave you the I just gave
It sounds-
Because you didn't
silence.
know nothing.
Fuck off!
Because the Catalonians get well pissed off if you
Yeah.
can't
They're
differentiate
but
them
it's-
from Spain.
It's an Italian dish, Catalonia.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's got fuck to do with the.
Well, that's why I asked.
Is it? It's not Catalonia. It's
Cantaloni. Yeah, it's got an
it's
extra.
Catalan.
Cannelloni.
No.
Catalonia.
Well, whatever.
Well, anyway, Catalonia.
Don't say it too much because it'll sound weird.
It will sound weird.
Sounds weird.
It's already strange.
But like, obviously, the northern part of Spain that wants to be separated from Spain because
Yule
it's its own
logs.
country, and yeah, basically, Christmas. They have I think it is their version of the Yule log, or probably where the Yule log came from. But they're very scatological about their Christmas. No, fucking look it up now, because look it up. No, seriously,
Give it in the eyes.
Look up Catalonian Christmas.
Yeah,
Well,
finish
actually,
the
it's not-
What
story.
was your point about?
I know. I'm just saying that it's talk about the Yule log. They kind of like their Christmas iconography is very much based around poo.
Yeah, fair enough. That's strange.
It is strange. That's why I thought I'd bring it up, because it is
I
quite.
can't see where they
Look,
would
see,
get
Okay,
there we
I've
go.
come on to Google Images. I see pictures of little logs with legs
And
and the trees. They've got
dudes
smiley
with their
faces.
asses out. Dudes with their asses out.
There's one guy with his ass.
No, well look.
I can see the reference.
Look on
obviously.
Wikipedia or something, and actually don't just look at a picture reference. You're just gonna type in Catalonian log. It's gonna come up with a fucking log, isn't it? Not a turd.
Look, there's the Pope. There's the Pope with his trousers down having a poo as well, and some guy with a big mustache. Yes, I believe you, man. I believe you. I don't know. Yeah, there's poo everywhere actually. What's going on?
There's this very-
Why do they do it?
I probably knew. Oh, he's gonna get fucked. Oh, you got. You got.
Yeah,
You-
those guys freak me out.
Oh, there's no real way of stopping him. But
Other than that-
fuck, there's two of them. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pro.
That's the definition of two birds, one stone.
Yep.
I
I
wonder
did
whether
remember.
that was actually licensed by Obama. Then.
What was?
Obama?
Oh, the Obama
Obama.
bum. The Obama bum model.
Well, it's this your Yule log of Obama essentially. Yeah, very nice.
Oh, I flew right into that bird. You got our mushroom as backup.
Well,
The man is prepped.
That is really weird. I don't know.
Well, I have to read up about it, man. At
there's
one
some-
point, I
I don't
did.
want to read up about
some
that.
countries are fucking well crazy with their like celebrations. That's not the most craziest thing. Asia have got some ridiculous, like, sexual celebration. Well,
Like what?
I wouldn't say this. There is a sort of park, not a theme park, but you know, like a park you just walk through, whatever. That's got some statues and some sculptures that are just giant phalluses and things like that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
not it's not holiday.
No, I know it's not a holiday, but it's not that's not far from celebrating something like, you know, like that.
Well, that's
we-
what- that's-
we
Whatever
celebrate-
places do.
we
I
celebrate
can't come
willies
up
and
with
vaginas,
something,
though.
but I bet you could bring something up, like, you know,
Well,
celebrations.
before Christianity watered down, or was it Catholicism, not watered down Easter, that was
yeah, exactly.
a
Pagan.
pagan
like
holiday of fertility.
reproduction, and
Yeah.
reproduction is
Yeah.
celebrating sex,
Oh,
basically.
You
was
sacrificed
it,
the size.
It was called Esther
Yeah. Well,
before it became Easter. And
Oh,
it was
it's
bastardized.
massive!
Oh, fucking!
It's the first time he's ever been seen.
Oh, he's there again.
Players would have shit themselves at this point. Just jumped off. Suicide.
That's it. Well, there we go. The
Well, no,
Catholics fucked it up for
yeah,
everybody as a
it's-
surprise.
That's it. Religion is a weird subject.
You say things like that. If we get any viewers, there may be some inflammatory comments to our videos. Keep saying inflammatory shit, man. We might get more people viewing.
Yeah,
Even if
that's
we
right.
get
That's
hate
it.
mail, you know, it's going to be
You've
good
got to have some
publicity.
haters. You've got to have some haters.
Yeah, Catholicism.
Because the haters spread your stuff.
Was that a giant snot bubble?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's, what do you call it? The Prisoner.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's the fucking the balls that follow you in prisoner.
Set in, Don't Tell Me, Don't Tell Me.
Ah, come on.
Oh,
we've been there.
I don't think I can...
We're the same country.
Yeah, I know. It's in
Go
North
on.
Wales.
Do you
isn't
give
it?
up? Do you give up?
Port Merion.
Yes,
that's
he's got it.
It.
They hold festivals there now in that little Port Merion town. That'd
Do
be
they?
fucking banging to go. And
Yeah,
do
it's like a really nice sort of fucking location and shit.
tiny Italian town in Wales. Amazing.
Yeah, isn't it like places from all over the world?
I think the architecture is based on lots of different places from across the world. I know it's noted as being like an Italian village
Yeah, yeah.
in Wales. It's fucking beautiful. If you've never been,
Yeah, well,
People who may not be
clearly
listening,
have
you should
never
go.
been
What the fuck are
Rotan.
you drinking?
I'm drinking some Polish beer. I don't know if I should call it lager
It's pretty
or
good.
beer. It's really fucking tasty.
One seems to do the trick.
What's
so
it
my
called? How do you
Polish-
pronounce that?
I'm not sure
Debal-
because I'm not sure how you pronounce the E with the tail.
Oh, that's a U.
Debave Mokne. That's not how you say it at
Is
all.
it got
I
Wars-
apologise if anyone Polish is
Warzone
listening,
on the
which
front?
probably not.
Warzone.
Warzone.
That's
yeah,
cauliflower, bro. Oh no, that. Warzone.
WWE Warzone.
Yeah, it's
Packed filled with Warzone.
And it also,
brim.
it's Bogotty
Man's
Smack.
beer.
Bogotty Smack.
100%
Oh,
Warzone.
Smack,
And
that's something
smack
tasty.
as well, okay.
It's the tasty Warzone Smack, motherfucker. It's actually really nice. It's
Yeah, it is.
quality. I think it's
It
better
is.
than anything, any of the shite we get peddled in this country. In a tin, that is, because we.
Sip. Let's have a little
You
sip.
have a little sip. Do you want to take it next to the microphone so it sounds like you're actually
Oh, no, I'll turn,
get a bit of interaction.
I'll
We wanna-
turn-
we wanna
I'll
get
turn
some-
the can the right way so everyone can see the
Advertising.
promotion.
Yeah.
We want to get some of this fucking Bowie fucking money as well now. We fucking advertise this.
I don't think they're going to give anyone any money. I don't think they care much. They sell enough.
No.
I obviously would like to read out and like obviously point some fun at our inaccuracies at how to pronounce Polish words, but I don't think that would be fair. So I'm not going to. I'm just not going to sink to that level.
What would
You go elsewhere if you want that kind of entertainment, but you're not going to get it here. Not from me. At
Yeah,
least.
we have higher standards.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call that like racism or cultural appropriation. It's just like our lack of understanding of another person's language.
Well, yeah, that and
That is the most. You know, if you made a raft out of skulls in real life, it's gonna be all over the shop.
yeah.
Oh, he didn't even move for the dragon things.
I didn't even see it, man.
Look at those
See it.
derp dragons.
I hate these bits as well where they just separate. So that doesn't even make any sense.
They're magnetized, clearly.
Yeah.
Magnetized skulls. Is that
Stick
mine?
with the fucking continuity.
Yeah, that's mine.
Anyway,
You still got your beer? Have you finished
I've
yours?
finished mine.
Do you want another one?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah.
Yes.
They're killer.
Spread the wealth.
Something pretty crazy that came up on the news recently was that Sony are facing a class action lawsuit over the multiplayer resolution of Killzone Shadowfall, the new Killzone on the PS4.
It's
the
happy to
resolution.
hear that Sony are under some sort of investigation. I like that.
Why?
Just because they're one of the AAA companies that suck.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
no,
they were well.
The PS4
Yeah,
is
they
by
do.
far the best.
They've become just another form of just bullshit.
Okay, yeah. Let's say, because I got this topic written down here about next gen consoles, because I've been hearing a lot of like pros and cons from a lot of people and obviously the internet. But it's just like, why?
Why what?
You know, like
Why?
discuss. Come on, discuss. Why?
Why? Whoa!
Oh, you're fucking crazy with that shell.
He has another go.
You smash man with a
I
shell.
have to let it go to fucking run up.
You're just like, oh, on perpetual loop.
Yeah, I hate this.
No, like I obviously PS3 and Xbox 360 they came out, and there was obviously a big advancement in the move from the Xbox and PS2.
Okay.
In films, tech and everything, but
Into what? The next gen?
into 360 and PS3,
Yeah.
it was a big move, and especially considering PlayStation boasted backwards compatibility, which they then later removed in the Slim.
Yeah,
and
what's
next,
mine, like San Andreas to Grand Theft Auto 4, huge
huge
graphical
fucking
improvement.
leap, and I'm betting there will be because I've seen a few games, but I've not played them myself on these next gen consoles. But I just don't like how it's not that they've kind of just made another console and said, here you go, here's like a new platform that's far more a far greater creative tool to make these fantastic games, because the whole AAA thing's gone a bit out of control.
No, it is
As-
how
as-
can we get more
money. It's all it's
cash money.
It's like the developers.
What?
It's
I
like
know
the
as a
don't
business
What do you mean you don't
sense,
understand?
It makes sense, but
Huh?
there's a certain point where like you're taking the piss, just like EA take the piss.
Oh, they flagrantly take the piss.
Yeah, but this is all. This was all word salads to me. Wait,
Why-
Ask a question and then I'll answer
Stop
it.
Wait.
fiddlebusting.
Stop your fiddle-busting.
Fiddle busting.
Yeah,
You
that's
whippersnapper.
my version.
Okay. Yeah, fiddle busting.
We got some stars. Go on then. Ask a question about this.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
Go on.
You said
Yes.
blah blah blah. Big moves.
I didn't say blah blah blah.
Whatever.
Yes.
You said blah blah blah. Big moves. PS2 to PS3, so on and so forth. But what they're doing with the PS4 and the Xbox One is, oh my god, big money grabbers compared to what it was the last generation. Why did you make the distinction?
I don't necessarily make it the
Because-
distinction about money grabbing per se. Obviously, there's a
No.
lot. Whoa, no, let me finish. It is a lot about that. But my
Whoa,
my
now.
my
Well, I'm
my
backing you.
whoa, yeah, my whoa now, whoa. I fucked it. My big problem with this move into the consoles is mainly to do with the Xbox One, is how kind of like invasive the system is into your life. It's no longer a machine that you can just pick up, play games, and then that's it.
That's one.
It's not
point.
though.
That's
It's
one
it's,
point.
it's becoming this
But that's
behemoth,
not
like
my-
this big brother kind of eye into your privacy.
It's not, as far as I'm aware,
That-
anymore, though. They turned off the always online stuff.
Yeah, that wouldn't be my point for
Like, 'cause
this,
people
this
kicked off about it.
discussion. My point would be in that like the new gen have focused more on like the DLC that you can get,
Oh,
the
yeah,
downloading
the money
of
grabbing.
games, and how difficult
Focusing on downloading the games is a good thing. Now.
in an economic sense, but the way they've
In a
done
consumer
it-
sense as well, because it
Well-
will eventually end up cheaper.
no, but that's the thing. It doesn't.
Allegedly.
It doesn't end up cheaper in a lot of ways with a AAA system.
believe in
it
it?
doesn't. You pay the exact same.
Yeah, but
if not
they are.
more
They
in
are.
some
That's how they have
cases,
implemented
Oh,
for
you
no
flipped.
hardware.
I know that
for
is-
no hard.
I
Actual,
know that is how they've implemented it. I'm not
That's-
arguing
that's
that.
what
But
I
the
mean.
point is, we, as consumers, and everybody fucking else, every man and his dog, every Tom, Dick, and Harry knows
Yeah,
that it
it's
does
better
not
for us
cost.
to have a
does not
virtual
cost the same.
copy because we have nothing there taking up space.
No,
It's
fuck
not
that.
gonna
That doesn't
create
even
a
matter. It
problem.
just
But-
the pricing. It doesn't cost anywhere near what it does to create a hard copy
oh.
and ship it and do all those other bits.
Yeah, so that theoretically it should
There's
be
only so
lots
long.
cheaper.
Yeah, no, it is a lot cheaper. We know it's a lot cheaper. They aren't giving us the savings because of that. But that'll only last so long. And, you know,
You panicked again. Fuck it up.
It's not-
Sorry, I I'm actually watching the thing you were saying, so I didn't mean to.
You brought up this topic.
I know, but I'm interested, and I was listening.
Well, no,
He fucking wasn't.
So I got swept away. No, I completely.
it's like Nintendo have fucking realised, man. They are not long for this world in terms of what they're still pulling off. They're gonna have to focus. No. They have suffered a massive loss of late. Of
their Wii U.
Yeah, huge.
It's-
Their only biggest thing now is
they're putting
their
it back.
handheld consoles. No. You say they get it back, but they
They're
tried.
putting it
They
back.
didn't. They didn't get a great deal from their.
Well,
Their Wii, like as expected.
The
They
biggest-
made a profit, obviously.
The biggest flaw with the Wii U was the fact that you could
It's
only
always-
use one of those, one of the main hub second screen controllers that comes with it. You could only use one per machine. That means the Wii is a party machine, but it's not like you could invite your friends over who also own Wii's, part of this Nintendo community, which they wish to perpetuate, especially with the handheld
But the
consoles.
Wii-
IMO,
But-
those controllers shouldn't have ever been on the thing.
The
in
Wii
first
will
place, but
always be
I don't really care
like
about
a
that.
secondary console in your house, like with most people, because
No,
like,
not necessarily. Not for
guaranteed.
kids. No.
Yeah, but no, guaranteed, man.
No,
if
not
they
for
want
kids.
to play the real fucking like Call of Duty, Halo, Titanfall, all these big AAA games, you're gonna have to get a PS or an Xbox. That's
Yeah, but
no doubt.
if you want to
And
play
they are the
Super Mario,
games
you want to play
all
Super
the
Smash
kids
Bros, you
are
want to play
chatting
Mario
about.
Kart, or you want to play
But that's your
Hyrule
secondary
Warriors.
console.
You have to do.
It's never gonna be
You're coming from
your
it from like
main
you're
console.
profiling gamers as these
No,
like
it's-
16-year-old COD players, and that's not.
No, I'm
No,
not
no, no, not at all.
profiling. No, I'm profiling the mass market, like the average fucking, like the biggest consumer of these.
Oh, he's floating.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
this
he's
is
gone.
a tough one. But like the biggest average consumer for this area, I'd say would be, you know, those kids that want it for Christmas, those like teenagers that want it for Christmas who've got a bit of money or whatever from.
I think
like,
I would say that
family.
it's between the ages of 13 and 25. Is
Yeah,
the biggest demographic
and
market for consoles.
As much as the Wii is a great, you know,
No, I don't know.
WarioWare and
Don't
all
know,
these
no.
games.
You got to
Smash
take it
Bros.
down way into the single digits, man.
From
Right.
the
It was-
N64, that was at its place. That could hold as the dominance in your front room.
Well, because that was the
against-
first console with 4 ports
yeah,
that had a
and
massive
it did
support
hold
network of
dominance
games,
in
because
the front room.
the Dreamcast unfortunately fell apart,
But from
because it's a good
after
idea.
the
but-
PlayStation 1 and then, you know, with the Xbox coming out, Nintendo took a back seat. They still knocked out good shit, don't get me wrong, it was really fucking good. But it will be like a family or secondary, you know, go-to after you've had enough of your AAA games.
No,
It
it's nice
depends.
nonsense.
Sorry, I need to make an addendum from earlier.
Oh, God.
Starwing was also one of the other epic games on the SNES. Continue.
Starwing, yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Right.
Amazing.
Console gaming wouldn't be where it was, where it is today, if it wasn't for us when we were in single digits. Right? At the big market, one of the big markets, one of the big competitive markets, is still single digit kids. That you just want something really simple like Mario to put in front of them. So Nintendo will always have its place in that sense.
Oh yeah, totally.
And
then-
they're not really like they fucked it up because they've got no
Yeah, but that's
they've got no
what I mean.
third party dev going on. But
That is why they realised that their handheld is their only profit.
It
now.
is their cash cow.
Like since the Wii U and how much they're losing the battle against new games like Titanfall, like new Assassin's Creed, like
they've never won those battles. though.
No,
Oh, what is he doing?
No,
But
it's like-
back in the day, they never had
running
to
into
have a
these
battle
villains.
against those games because they weren't coming out. They weren't that amazing. You had some good games, but like N64 still challenged it with games like GoldenEye, F-Zero, even though they weren't close to real graphics. They were still such great games, such good speed on them. You know, they weren't sluggish. Where a lot of PlayStation 1 games were quite sluggish because they were more graphical. You know, Tekken 1, good game but very sluggish. And you know, you just that's why Nintendo were a lot better. But since then, other consoles, companies have upped their game, and Nintendo have been a bit vicious with how they want other people to play their content and
Good maneuver.
promote their content and stuff.
That's a totally different argument there. That's totally different.
Well, no, it kind of comes
apples
into the
and
same
oranges.
sort of like Nintendo being a company that doesn't sort of want to
Oh,
promote.
fuck that.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
that was
shit.
horrible. And you can't jump and press up at the same time to get in there, I don't think. But Yeah, it's all part and parcel of Nintendo being sort of not consumer focused, more just, and they sort of joined that crowd of PS and Xbox. That's why, like 5-10 years ago, Nintendo was
Jay,
like,
you can't do that stuff.
Yeah, no, look, with the whole YouTube thing and the fucking reviews thing, Let's Play thing, yeah, that's fine, but that's a totally different argument. That's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about proficiency in like creating decent games. And yeah, fucking Wii U looks really badly. They haven't got third-party development support.
Comes part and parcel of not focusing on the customer, not on the consumer, not knowing really what they want or what they're looking for in a game, which kind of PS4 and Xbox did focus on. People want to be able to record your shit, like, even though I don't agree with that so much, the whole social networking of it. That's obviously what a lot of these young teenagers, kids want to do. Look at me, I've done this, or they want a bit of help so they can get help in with it, blah blah blah. But Nintendo never really focused on that. They focused on family entertainment, which is good, but they kind of dropped the ball with their last console. I think it just wasn't as good as the Wii or the 64.
Well, no, technically it's better than the Wii. It hasn't.
I know you say technically better it is than the Wii.
It's just the Wii with better graphics.
To people's actual opinion, it doesn't match up. They didn't. Obviously, market sales show that it didn't match up. People have still got Wiis, are still playing Wiis. Have you bought a Wii U? No, you've got a Wii. I don't know anybody with a Wii U.
I know some people with Wii U, and I have played it. And the new Mario Kart is really good. Like, actually really good. Like the kind of like upside down or sideways kind of F-Zero style grav floor system is really nice, and the way the controls change and everything maneuvers in the game is really slick, and they've done a good job with it. I feel.
But if you had to own a console, like
Right.
say you could own all three, but obviously what would be your main like?
Well, no, you could ask them the question if you had to pick one.
Yeah,
Like,
no, because the answer is which one is your secondary console. So if you had to pick a main and a secondary, and you could pick 10 games on each, which would be your main and secondary console?
Can I just choose a PC?
There we go. Well, PC. So it kind of that still is a form of gaming platform. So I mean, a lot of people are PC as well.
I used
and
to
they
really
may
love
have a Wii as well, but that will be their secondary form of gaming. PC will always.
You just want to bash everybody because you're saying you started to go Xbox One and PS4 for being money grubbing bastards, this and the other. And
I wasn't having that much of a bash.
And then Nintendo aren't any good either because they're not
they
doing
used
Call
to
of
be.
Duty.
They used to be, but they dropped. Like as I said, they were the one company that had family, or just they were customer focused. They weren't sort of like, oh, how can we make money? It's more sort of how can we sort of bring people together. But I didn't see that so much with Wii U than I did with the Wii. It kind of like they looked at Sony and Xbox and thought, oh shit, we've got to compete. This is understandable in the business sense, but
they've just done what they've always done. Like pretty much every console that they've ever done has been like, oh look, they've tried this weird fucking innovation thing.
Oh, but
like what the
really?
Yeah, pretty much. Like all the way to the 64 as well, man. People are like, what the fuck is that console? What the fuck is that controller? Oh my god, what the fuck is that Rumble Pack thing that they're making people spend money for?
yeah.
And it was like one of the most like innovative things to the point where like every manufacturer includes rumble packs in their controllers now. Like they've always done this really dodgy things that earlier on people have gone like, Nintendo were fucking off it.
As I said at the beginning of this discussion though, back in the day, yes, like they were doing that, but there was no real competition to really compete with. There was nobody out there doing anything. There was the odd game, yeah, but it wasn't at any level that was going to capture an audience. When now Xbox,
it was. You had the PlayStation, you had the Saturn.
But if you heard me say, they were very clunky in comparison. You had games on the N64 which were smooth, which were very fast, no loading screens, fucking
but
nice.
You can't compare these. This is personal opinion now.
Yeah, but that's what it comes down to. That's what I mean. On like the average personal opinion. Like
no,
your
Nintendo
since the 64 will be your secondary console. There will be exceptions to this rule where the Nintendo will be your fucking main console because you just didn't take into PS or Xbox games, but on average, your Wii U will, or your Nintendo.
I'm not going to accept this average, like, because it's just like
You'd have to take average, shouldn't you?
No, because you'd have to have everybody's opinion to say that it's on average. It's going to be the second.
Market statistics in how much you've sold. Right?
Who's they? Where did you have these numbers? No.
Well, you got Google. Check them.
Yeah, I heard, like, fucking recently saw a thing on this about how much they fucking lost, like a massive loss, and they had to go to their fucking the stockholders and explain this to them.
Yes, Sony have done it as well recently.
Yeah, Sony may have done it, but that's not on the scale that Nintendo have had to do it, because they've had a massive market loss on the Wii U. They haven't made a profit on.
Would you? Yeah, but Sony didn't make a profit. They lost money for their entire conglomerate last year.
Yeah, but would you think that this?
They're not the only one in it.
Entire conglomerate.
Yeah.
Would you think that this than the one console you bought out that was going to be your flagship console for that year or two did not make a profit? That's different. If Sony came out and said, "Oh, our PS3 or our PS4 was a complete bunk," then
but it probably was.
Well, no, it hasn't been though.
Yeah, but it probably was.
I'll use the word probably.
He's fucked it again.
Give you a definitive answer.
If Sony overall lost money, then I put my money down on the PS4 losing money.
Not necessarily. There's so many different facets that they deal with.
I think. Well, I think. I'm speculating that why all the big console companies are losing money off the back of their new product.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are moving to PC.
A lot of people are moving to PC because they're sick of being fobbed off by AAA titles and just general crap that's coming out on the consoles and being kind of constricted to what you can do creatively on a console platform. And I think that this is kind of like, from the people that I know and have talked to about the next gen, there seems to be this kind of like almost a malaise about consoles in general. And why people are switching to PC, because like things like Steam are creating such a vaster community of gamers that can tap into fucking a wider demographic of games than you could on a console. Even if you got like the online capability and buy DLC or whatnot, there's still most of it's kind of crap.
Like, I've got a perfect example. I'm pretty sure they released Mario for mobile, right?
Yeah.
And, like, no fucking shitting you, it was a case of free to fucking download, free to play, but you, like, hit on a fucking power-up box, and then it charged you for the power-up.
What?
Fucking way. This is what it has got to. No,
making money. You just gotta make your money.
They've looked at Microsoft, and they realise, yeah, I know from a business sense this makes beautiful sense to make them fucking Benjamins.
This leads me to
from
kind
a
of
customer focus. Yeah, people are gonna move to Steam. They're gonna get the Steam console that's gonna come out. That's fucking that they're working on, or it's not long, and they're just gonna do it like that. Yeah.
But this makes me think though. It's kind of like
it's at least a year away.
These companies. What is?
Steam machine.
Yeah, the Steam machine.
Steam OS.
They got to take time to refine that shit, man. It's going to be magic.
Well, yeah, they should.
But like, all these and not just kind of like entertainment companies, like technology manufacturing companies like Sony or Microsoft or whatever, but they're kind of just greed that all these giant conglomerates have, as far as how much money they wish to launder over everything else. Like, so we want to make this product, but we don't want to put any creative effort into it. We don't want to make it a magical experience for the family.
Why are you caricaturing the entire... What are you going on about?
No,
they have to make money to carry on doing what they do.
Can you just let me finish before I start? You make me sound like a fucking idiot.
No, but I know what you mean. Nintendo make a loss, but still they're not bankrupt. They make a huge loss. All these companies can make such a loss, and they're not bankrupt.
EA, for example, and it's not even just EA. It's big power utility companies and massive corporations like fucking Tesco and all these people. They make so much profit and avoid so much tax. Why do they need all this money? I mean,
tax is a different thing.
Yeah, no, it's a different thing. But they do whatever they can to cut corners to accrue as much money every tax year.
Just take it
no matter what
offshore.
Country they're. But you know, do these people not realise that they have most of the world's wealth, but what actually can they do with it? What can they do with it? Really, it's just a fucking figure, maybe real or not, that exists on a piece of paper somewhere or on a computer. But really, like, what is their end goal with all this money? And negating the fact of their interests or whatever, it's just kind of because their end goals just seems to be accruing more money.
Well, yeah,
that's
I mean,
pretty much
it's
everybody's got, isn't it?
like again,
Well-
another company that I, used to respect, Square Enix, have been caught doing a bit of copyright, and
Get it out.
oh yeah, he's bad. He's letting the audience simmer on that. This is brutal. Like, they've been caught copyrighting SNK through one of their mangas that they've had done. Obviously, Square
Not
Enix-
copyrighting it, SNK, breaching copyright of it.
A breach
Yeah,
of copyright, yeah.
And by manga, do you mean anime or like actual kind
No,
of
yeah,
like
as
written material, like
manga,
comics?
not animated, just a manga.
Just a
comic.
manga. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And only referencing things such as King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown, but that's probably some of their biggest games.
It is SNK's biggest moneymaker. Really.
Yeah,
is,
Metal Slug
like,
was pretty good.
Oh,
I think
Metal
that
Slug was
SNK.
amazing, but everybody remembers SNK for King of Fighters
Yeah.
and Samurai Showdown because, especially in recent memory, especially for the younger generations, the main names that they've been attached to is King of Fighters with the like SNK versus Capcom and
Well, yeah.
games like that, platforms like that. That's what their bread and butter is King of Fighters.
But like, I'd imagine Square Enix, being the huge company that it is, a branch of that company made a manga called High Score Girl, which was about just
A girl getting high scores.
well, video games and as such, which is where they referenced King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown,
Naughty.
and I think music from it somehow. But then the branch obviously wanted to approach SNK because they wanted to make an anime of the manga. So they approached SNK for permission, but in doing so, SNK realised that they'd been in breach of copyright for the last so many years. So it's a pretty dumb move.
Yeah.
And kind of Square Enix didn't want to reply to that, so SNK
Of course they
sort of got the authorities involved. And on the August 5th, police raided Square Enix's office in Shinjuku, Tokyo.
Shinjuku, Tokyo.
So yeah,
Shinjuku?
Shinjuku incident.
Yeah,
that's a
fucking
good
Shinjuku,
film.
motherfucker.
Jackie Chan film was amazing.
But yeah, so it's kind of, I'd still wait to hear on that. Who knows?
You would have thought that, even though it is a manga and only a kind of subsidiary of what Square
I know.
Enix effectively
It's not
do.
a big money maker.
It's not a massive money maker, but you would have thought with a company that big that they would have some kind of like continuity or legal team. Even on the manga
This is what you've
branch
got to realise,
to-
though. It's like Square Enix is huge, so I mean there will be a branch, given the responsibility of creating a manga, but in no way is it sort of referenced to any of Square Enix's other work. But through that very small manga, they could reference other people. They probably just didn't realise that it was going to get bigger than maybe 2 or 3 comics. And then
I guess.
once it got to like a stage and then people want to make an anime of it, and probably the people asking to do the anime weren't aware of the fact that the previous people had maybe done it out of infringement. So
Well, I think
there's
I
just
think
a
like
lack of communication. I think
is-
when
well-
there's companies that big.
well, yeah, because they think they don't.
Well,
they're
people
so
think they
big
could wing
that
it.
they lose track of the smaller things that happen.
Yeah.
But I think from here on, Square Enix should just make some kind of deal with SNK as to get them on board to actually collaborate with this piece if they want to make an anime or game
It's
series
very funny
based
you
off
should
of this.
say that, because I think there was talks about previously about SNK coming together with Square Enix for a fighting game,
Okay.
and using sort of the Dissidia, Final Fantasy Dissidia, with the SNK King of Fighters stuff and some other characters.
I never got to
there.
play this video.
No, neither did I. That's the one
likewise.
Final Fantasy game. Well, this is the secret level.
This level
horrible
is the
level.
tits.
You'll actually watch me try and accomplish
You've only got one life though. Oh, he's fucking.
Oh, he's got
fucked it up.
continues. He's good.
Okay. Because I remember you had 14 before you got to that fucking gold floor wizard level.
Yeah, it's not a good level for me.
No.
Not a
Need to
good time
fucking
in my life.
Open a window in here. This has been pretty steamy.
Well, we should maybe
16-bit Sundays, isn't it?
maybe it should be half naked 16-bit Sundays.
Well, I didn't mean steamy as in raunchy, but I meant as in heated. Got a heated debate we just.
Oh right, okay.
But yeah, I got.
There's a lot of mouth action going on. You mean?
Fuck's sake, something like that. Yeah.
Phrasing.
Okay, like.
Should have gone to the left one.
Had you guys seen that Activision teased Sierra Online's return?
Oh, I did, right.
No,
Like,
I've
this
not
is what I
seen
was
this. What is
thinking.
this?
I couldn't be asked researching it because I wanted to fucking
Hang on, Sierra
jog
Online.
my memory. No, yeah. What games did we play as kids that were linked with that? There was so many. I'm pretty sure. I was like,
thousands.
Oh, hang
yeah,
on.
Wasn't that Robot Maker, that Star Wars Robot Maker, linked to Sierra? Do you remember
That was LucasArts.
Yeah, I know it was
motherfucker.
LucasArts, but I swear,
It
like,
might have been published by
yeah,
Sierra.
I swear, like, and there was the Jedi game. You remember the Star Wars? Do you like a Jedi?
Yes.
And it was fucking amazing.
Yes,
like,
that
really
was the
old.
It was really
PC
fucking
games.
glitchy as a
Yeah,
motherfucker.
but the physics engines in it were like, wow, like you could actually
Get on them
retaliate
wings, bruv.
bullet fire. No, you have to have a Yoshi.
Oh, do you? Okay.
But I can't remember what other games were linked with it. Was Half-Life linked with it?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yes, Half-Life.
Sierra-
First
I knew it
Half-Life
was.
was. Yeah, Sierra.
Sierra became part of Activision in 2008 when its parent company Vivendi Games
Activision
merged with
Tony
Activision
Hawk's, didn't
to become Activision Blizzard. But Sierra, like they were around since the 80s. They were known for the Space Quest, Police Quest, Nice Quest, whatever.
All the
Phantasmagorias.
Oh, Phantasmagoria!
Published Half-Life, Counter-Strike, and I
Great
found,
live-action game.
I found on a wiki list of them earlier that I thought should get an honourable mention for being absolutely ridiculous and risque. Softporn Adventure. It was a text-based. Where was it? I got it up here. Text-based adventure game produced on Apple II in 1981. Like, look at this. Look at the picture here. It's like. We'll put it up on the screen for you guys. But, it's like they're in a jacuzzi, and it's like
Is the butler in a jacuzzi as well?
yeah.
That looks fucking amazing.
The game is just the players. Some guy who's down and out luck. He's got a window with three beautiful women. It's like a Leisure Suit Larry type thing, probably. I don't know. I haven't played it. I've just seen it. But,
online systems.
but the ridiculous thing about
Fucking
this,
amazing. Go on.
like the most ridiculous thing, like the naked women and everything. Right? You know how we've heard all sorts of crazy stories about Ken and Roberta Williams, the guys who owned Sierra Online, being quite egotistical. They always used to insert themselves into their games, and like they had this kind of like godlike thing.
They always did, yeah.
Space Quest.
Like Leisure Suit Larry. They had loads of these crazy things. On this, back in 1981, guess who that is on the right?
One of the.
It's Roberta Williams.
Really? Naked in the fucking jacuzzi?
And the jacuzzi.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Check that shit.
And this hot tub itself is actually the hot tub of online system owners Ken and Roberta Williams. The woman on the left is Diane Siegel, Online's production manager. Second woman, Suzanne Davis, Online's Sierra Online's bookkeeper.
That's
the
not
wife
even
of
a
Bob
title
Davis.
worth having.
Bookkeeper. What do you do? I look after the books.
Call yourself an accountant or something like.
Sounds a lot more professional.
The waiter, look at this. The waiter was Rick Chipman, an actual waiter from a local restaurant. You know, they like Ken and Roberta just like had that waiter around like once or twice. You know, to what's the word? Spice up their like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
Instead of the milkman or the plumber or the guy who fixes your refrigerator, invite your local waiter.
Is it
getting hot in this jacuzzi, or is it my underpants?
Like the end of Space Quest 3, was it? It was.
Yeah, they were the aliens,
shocking.
and they basically landed back
then-
to Earth,
yeah,
and they
and
were
then
like,
got
"Oh,
a
do
job.
you want a job working
then
at Sierra Online?"
You, as the fucking hero, you actually don't get a job. You either
just
get a
get-
job as a cleaner or something.
Yeah, you just get fucked off. You like
Yeah.
get back in your ship and off this
Yeah,
planet, buddy.
Fuck off.
You're
go
not
back
welcome.
to the Space McDonald's.
Roger Wilco.
Go and play on the game for like fucking hours on end. Yeah, come on,
ridiculous,
guys, come on.
ridiculous. But anyway, I think we should use that hot tub picture as the main picture for this video on 16-bit Sunday.
What's
Why
the
not?
thumbnail?
Yeah, as a thumbnail, just on YouTube. Just got a 16-bit Sunday, Super Mario Land, with just like, yeah, we can fucking splice it so they use the
Mario heads on it.
yeah, we'll just put the moustaches on them and a crown. Oh, you're amazing. Do it.
Maybe, we'll see.
Oh,
Don't maybe.
Here he
man.
goes.
Got a dream.
This is the attempt. He's got his cape.
Go on, flap it. Flap your cape hard. Yeah. No,
He
he
got caught by
stacked
that.
it. He stacked it.
No chance. But yeah, honorable mention because like you don't get that in video games anymore.
No, you
What?
don't. I wish
Like,
you
there
did.
was, you don't have the sort of as much of the sort of like cultish like
Personality
stories of personalities of the authors in the games and
Yeah.
stuff. But also you don't get like this sort of like risque stuff like like we got all the violence, but where's the sex?
Yeah, like all
None of you really
the
needs
all the
either.
risque stuff you get on like gaming now is manhunt and
Yeah, but I
like
think it's
horrible
because
shit.
it's
Yeah.
because when
dark
it comes
There's
to
no nice risque
fetishistic.
stuff.
No, it's not kind of like 70s bounce. Wow. Yeah, baby.
It's
Let's
'cause
get in
when
this
it comes to
jacuzzi and
sex,
see what kind of
it's not
party we
really
can
related
get.
to game playing as such, is it? It's
We're not on about game mechanics, but the
It's just kind of-
not
obfuscation
even
of sex
game
at all.
mechanics. It's just the idea of sex puts the brain into a different state than violence or say action. It's
Oh,
like
What was that going on there?
it's because I wasn't fussed on completing the level, man. I wanted the cape to do the secret. At this point, I know I wasn't going to complete the game. But yeah, I think there's obviously I've seen games back in the day that
It's-
were
it-
sex orientated.
This comes exactly back to your last argument.
To do certain
This comes
parts.
to go back to your last argument with them searching for the biggest buck. The only reason sex is obfuscated
sells, but it
from
doesn't
no
sell.
completely obvious opposite argument. The reason that sex is obfuscated from games, you can't even see a fucking titty, is because they're trying to target the biggest audience, which means the under 18s, the under 21s. Are in that market.
It's widening that
money.
demographic for
because of
everybody.
money.
It's making it a universal
but there's a
product.
certain amount
But-
of giving them there's a certain amount of sexuality you want to put into it because you don't want them to suddenly go, oh, I'm aroused now, I'm going to stop playing the game and I'm going to fucking have a wank or something like that.
Well, that's why you put some hot lady characters in there
Yeah,
to
but no-
attract the teenage
Yeah,
boys.
to attract, but not attract them enough to fucking stop playing the game and
Well,
seek out to do stuff like that. It's a case of
No, it's 'cause you
that's
can
why you
clearly have
show
a-
them some boobies, but you don't have a full blown out sex scene where you have you actually take
Well,
control.
But no, you
of
can't
the-
even show them boobies. That's what I'm going on
Well,
about.
Oh, no, that's
You
that's
can,
why.
but you
That's
When was the last bare breast you saw in a video game?
bare breast.
Yeah, come.
Define this.
An open,
question.
just a breast, a complete tit, completely exposed, nipple and everything. When was the last one you saw?
Oh, you got me thinking about it now.
Tomb Raider.
No.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, PC version hack.
Oh yeah,
That's
not
not-
a hack.
that's
No,
a- that's a
a hack.
mod.
Because
That's
I could
That's
say.
why I told you to define.
I was like, I
You
could say
knew what I meant.
Skyrim, motherfucker.
You knew
You
what
can
I
easily just
meant.
say Skyrim because you got mods and now you can see all kinds of tits and tentacles.
You knew
and all
exactly
sorts
what I
of
meant,
shit.
and the point is there isn't a decent answer to it. You're going back to
No, but
like the
there
days of
isn't
like
a
80s.
decent-
and
You're
stuff.
making you're making me
portrayal of
fucking
it
think
either.
now. You're making me fucking
There isn't a
think. 'Cause
decent
there must have
portrayal.
been
There
a
is.
sneaky boob
There's
in a game or
enough-
two.
And like
No.
Japanese fucking orientated games that have it, right? But
What, you want about ones that are released only in Japan? That doesn't really count for what we're
not-
talking about.
Oh, again, I told you to define this question before you asked it. But you wouldn't.
You're just looking for
So
fucking
now-
little
No,
holes that you can
I'm-
get out of answering
I
it
am
correctly.
talking about games. You want a game? There's a game. You want it to
We were
me
talking
to
about
remember. The
we
last
were talking
game
about what
I
we
could remember.
we were talking about
boob.
what we knew from our perspective in Europe. Like the whole of the
You
last.
never said there's such a
Well,
definition.
why don't you?
The
why-
entire
look,
podcast we
look
talked
for it.
about is-
remember a game that you played
look for
that
it.
had boob in
The only thing we can
Rotan.
talk about is our own perspective.
Rotan, look for
Yes.
it. Last time a booby was in a game.
That's so ridiculous because they're in fucking games everywhere.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but
you can't name one.
He
You
did
can't
not
name one.
specify. There are fucking loads. It's
Name
just
one.
that there's a classification.
No, name one.
I have seen one in Grand Theft Auto. Bam.
When? Because I haven't. Not once. Not in
No?
Sensitive. No.
No, well, I've seen one when you go into the fucking
San
porn club.
Andreas.
Yeah, in Vice City, you go into a porn club and you see some shit. It's fucking crap.
You see some polygonal
You
shit
see
up
some
in that
crap.
club.
Yeah, probably.
Granted, but
Yeah.
you're fucking. You asked the question. When was the last time you saw some boob in a game?
You saw
I'm
some
gonna
naked
give you
titty.
that. I can give you pixelated boob, but that doesn't make it you know, like what you're probably thinking of. You're like specifically wanting a decent definition boob within a game
No, it
that's
doesn't matter.
Western,
No.
a Western game, a game that only we would have got or something.
It
Like,
doesn't
'cause
matter,
there's
like,
billions of Japanese games that
Like,
have boobs.
wait, it wasn't a big deal, but it just wasn't. It wasn't a big deal that you had to have them in, and it wasn't a big deal that they were there. Like back in Dreamwave.
No, I know.
Dreamwave, when you had tits and cocks, it was just because the guys were just fucking. They were just
tiny,
naked.
They were tiny little fucking tiny pixels.
Dude,
yeah.
yeah, but no, you can't say that with retrospective. Back then, that was the best graphics, and that was definitely a cock.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it was the best.
but there wasn't
graphics.
a
It was.
feature on
It was
that
back then.
moment.
Oh,
that was,
you slip.
that was like tantalising, isn't it? That's my
But the
point.
point-
It's
the point
not
was
to
that
get
it
you to
wasn't-
focus on the sex. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
focused on the sex.
That's
It's
just what I
like,
said.
yeah,
The point-
tantalising you into it, and then
It wasn't a big deal that they were
moves on
there,
from that.
and they didn't need to be there.
Yeah, but
It was just that they were
you
there.
were wondering why there's not more games with sex.
No, I'm saying that
That's what you said.
no, I'm saying that it's a big deal if it is there now. It's too big a deal.
Well, I don't think so. It is.
I think it is.
It just
I
depends
think
on the
there's-
game you're offering.
No, I
Like,
think that like from the 80s and the early 90s, there is more of a social
Oh.
conscious about the effect or overexposure to naked boobs in the media. And there's more of a counterpart argument against this kind of thing. Like obviously Patriot in the Sun, now more than ever, there's been an uproar against, you know, it being in the sun and why it's there, and you know, bringing an end to it. And so I think that there's definitely a larger response to this kind of material in the media, and I'm talking about entertainment as computer games and whatnot, because there's a far greater kind of like a mass, what do I say, mass conscious, oh you missed the feather, kind of debate about it than there had been before. Because well,
yeah,
you know,
it's all
you know,
just fucking guff. Because at the end of the day, like, I remember there being some pretty fucking detailed sexual orientated games on the PC in the 90s that were like, you know, you operated it with a mouse and whatever. I vaguely remember as kids, like not as kids, as like early fucking teens or whatever, like you playing a game on a PC. It may have been like sort of flash game that you play on an internet site, whatever, but it was like you were this woman or whatever in a flat, and some guy comes over and
flash
knocks
games.
But I can't remember if it was a flash game. It might have
Oh
been
no, I
on a floppy
remember
disk. It
this
might have
shit.
been on a floppy disk.
Nah,
I'm not sure.
I remember this shit.
Yeah.
Charlie Pays Her Rent, it was called.
There we go. Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
some guy comes over and you sort of use the mouse to sort. I don't know.
It was
you
a
know.
point and click, like flash animation game, and it was basically one of these like a kind of a Commodore 64 kind of a vibe going on with it, where
Yeah.
it's somebody at home wrote it in a basic program on Windows, and it spread around via floppy disk and whatnot in the days before the internet. And when I did work experience at a IT lab in a university in sunny Aberystwyth,
Oh, shout out.
I was, you know, one of the guys introduced it to me and gave me a copy on floppy disk, and as a teenager, I was like, "This is the shit!
Yeah,
I'm playing a
that's it.
game with like a fucking really fit woman is just like spreading her legs for anyone to get her own way, and it was horribly misogynistic and designed for men, obviously,
Yeah.
and you know, women who are into women. I don't judge, but." You know, it was just, you know, tap. If you play that
that's-
shit now, it looked like it was made in clip
I
art.
think that kind of answers the whole debate. Is that you know, like back in the day, games were open to so many people, but now
Is this
because
what
it's
you're
only
talking about?
controlled. Because it's
Is
only
this- is- oh, is
controlled
this-
by.
Is this what you're talking about?
Have you actually found Charlie Pays Her Rent?
No, I'll know when
Yeah, I've
when it happens. All I need to see is
Oh,
like
he's fucking his ingrained.
some guy knocking at the door.
Yeah, this is it, man.
Yeah, this
this
actually does
is
look like
fucking it.
Yeah, that's the shit.
Yes.
This is it's called Charlie It Pays Rent, and yes, it's just a flash game. I don't know. If this was
Yeah,
like
but you get to like you get to say like
This
I
is
think
literally-
Yeah, but
Literally
this
just
is
a
this
flash
is
game.
like fucking old, man. But it's no different. Back in the day, it was game creation was open
Do you
to
wanna
so many
maybe-
people.
we could put a link up to this in on our video.
you
And,
want
like-
it for later.
no, not for me, for the viewers who understand. We got to get more people. This will get more people.
Well,
flash
they've
boobs,
got-
man.
they've
Flash
got-
boobs.
They've got the name. They'll know. They'll know.
But I mean, yeah, it's like nowadays the game industry's very difficult to break through, and the only the main issue is money. back in the day it wasn't. You know, Commodore 64, people were just writing for the love.
Any shit.
They couldn't give a fuck, man. There wasn't a money
The
interest.
lawnmower one.
But now
whatever that
the
was
only
called.
way you seem to be able to do it is by making money. All these early access games on Steam, like, they can't seem to progress unless they've had 100,000 people fucking buy into their early access. And even then you don't know if they're going to do a runner. Like the Kickstarter stuff as well. It's tough, but there are people out there that try to keep it
Try to
real.
finish their sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd finish it. Says you, being like, what?
Anyway,
what was the question?
we've talked to the point where the game's finished and we've been heated in debate and there's been very little attention towards
That's
Super
all right.
Mario World,
We're only
which has been
a minute and over, it's
amazing.
fine.
Yeah,
It's
we
good.
can be a few minutes over.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've got anything else to add anyway.
No, I mean, like, I did hear about the police arresting someone, like one of the first people they've arrested in, I think it was the UK, for having a proxy server.
I remember you posting about this on Facebook. Actually, I scanned it the other day.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of the first arrests they've made in this attack on piracy, should I say, on the internet. And, but yeah, the guy was running a proxy server for things that weren't illegal, so it's a very grey area that they're trying to work on.
But I don't understand this because I recently learned that the UK's viewpoint on piracy, as it were, like Pirate Bay and all these other torrent sites like ISOHAN, they're not going to prosecute it as a major illegal activity now. They're going to kind of, well, not turn a blind eye or decriminalise it, but they're not going to prosecute as far as other countries would.
Well, yeah, it's
You know,
pretty
and,
stupid because so far, like, Great Britain has all the individual providers, that give internet, they all protect against you from being able to get onto these different illegal sites like Pirate Bay. You know, they've got the lock that they have on Virgin Media. So, you know, what do you expect? I mean, you're gonna prevent people from going on certain sites, but people pay for the ability to go onto the internet. But then you're gonna sort of turn a blind eye against the sites who are doing what you think is piracy. So I don't know.
I mean, because
Corruption.
obviously,
on top of corruption.
piracy does happen, and it's gonna happen. And I think
Oh, I found out
Until
something
the-
fucking funny about your fucking. You guys both use APP, don't you? Ad blocker.
Oh yeah. I use ad blocker.
Fucking stop using it. By the fact that you are denying your favourite content providers money from missing their ads, blocking their ads.
I don't block everything because you can pick and
Yeah,
choose. So on certain YouTube channels where I
Oh,
think
I
you know
do
that I follow.
You do.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
you
don't
can
see that
set
as a
up your
problem.
ad blocker to
Well, I think it's
not work on certain
I look at
channels or
myself as not a
websites.
consumer.
So,
more of a,
If there was anybody that I mean, I'm going to say this, that, you know, sometimes I like to stream certain TV programs and whatnot from certain sites that won't be named, but when I'm on there, you're just like, it's like being on the internet in 1998. You're just bombarded with fucking other pop-ups and screens and shit. That's just you can't get what you want, and every kind of minute you're watching your
I don't
program
know.
for 20 minutes.
Still, I just
this
wanna let
fucking
him have-
advert pops up, and you have to pause it,
let him
close the window, and then stop the fucking advert. It's talking
You
over your
must
shit.
have more than 1 point for this.
Well,
Please let him carry on, because if he hasn't, then we're justified in thinking.
then we can high five, motherfucker.
But if he says all of a sudden that using ad blocker, you are mining Bitcoin for them, maybe.
Possibly. Hang on, what is your thing against ad blocker?
It's worse than that.
What is your thing against ad blocker then? Come on.
Right. Well, by the fact, right.
Yeah.
You should not be. If you've got the option to turn off and on stuff, turn it off on your fucking YouTubes and that, because your content creators are not getting the revenue that they deserve.
Yeah.
Watching
That's
ad
fair
material.
enough. That's whatever.
So, it's kind of immoral to do that in the first place. But ABP, they've been caught out. They are under investigation. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember what is actually going on about it, but there is a controversy. I don't know whether they're actually being investigated yet. So it's like I think it's Google actually that are being investigated because of them.
They're gonna get away with everything.
Well, yeah, potentially. But basically, what ABP have been doing, obviously, they started off their ad blocker service as free to all of you guys. You just get it, and your ads blocked way amazing. It just fucking works, so you're happy, and loads of people have just gotten it. And I was like, sort of like
phase one, or maybe they hadn't thought ahead, but it seems like that was phase one, just to get everybody using a product. And then what they started to do, once everybody's blocking everybody's fucking ads through their service, they've gone to the people that are putting out the ads saying, pay us a premium and we'll let your ads through the net. So basically Google's been found out paying ad blocker a certain amount, whatever it is, I don't know what the fuck it is, but they were paying ad blocker to let through their Google ads, like certain ads. And so basically they've got this sort of like hostage mafioso infrastructure set up where they can just block everybody's ads.
Google owns YouTube as well.
Yeah, of course. It's all the same
so
thing.
It's like we'll block ads, but you can pay us extra on top of extra for us to show certain ads.
Yeah, but the kind of the hypocrisy that this shows is that, like, originally you had people getting APP because people was like, freedom of internet, freedom of speech, it's the fucking internet, blah blah blah. No censorship, and all this sort of stuff.
Putting certain videos on and then it just hitting an advert. There's certain people that put or I don't know whether it's the people or YouTube, but you put like an hour thing on and there's like fucking 6 adverts.
Yeah,
that is intrusive. That is really fucking intrusive.
That's shitty.
That's your best. Hang on, that's your opinion.
No. It's not just fucking opinion.
I hate
No.
Shush. Don't get revenue because of adverts.
Like, I mean, it's all fair and good. People need to make money, and if you're going to do that on a digital entertainment medium, then by all means put adverts up.
Stefan Molyneux to the max. He doesn't believe in adverts.
But he makes lots of money from subscriptions.
Yeah. Donation.
Fucking let me have my say, bitches. Motherfucker. Fuck. Right. Right. I'm gonna lose my point if you keep fucking interrupting me.
Okay,
Jesus,
go.
Fuck.
Go. Go on.
Like, but if you're gonna have all these adverts, like you said, you have them like interspersed throughout whatever you're watching, if it's an hour-long podcast or video or whatever. Like, just fucking have them either at the beginning or the end in a lump.
One.
If you're gonna have 6 or 1 adverts, just do it, because I know 4OD do that on a lot of their things now. They just have like a lump of adverts at
like
the beginning and then leave you to watch your thing. You've gone through the adverts. That you're gonna get, regardless of whether or not you buy the shit that the adverts are telling you to buy. They've made their money from you watching the fucking adverts. Don't interrupt people's enjoyment. And that's the whole reason we've moved away from fucking terrestrial television onto internet and Sky and what we can record, is to get away from adverts interrupting the fucking immersion that we get from watching films and shit.
Like,
That's my point.
I can accept like BBC and 4OD where the shows actually say, I'll see you after the break. So yeah, there is a legitimate break on terrestrial, and if you're watching it on internet,
sometimes if you need a piss, it's good.
But yeah, I know the fact that they stack it very, very fucking ridiculously, and the stuff they're offering you is guff, and they claim they use algorithms to detect what you're interested in and all this bollocks, like Facebook. But I've been offered some complete guff. And
okay. Well, anyway, that's all very well and good. But like, it's.
I understand. Yeah, it's people making money off absolutely like ridiculous circumstances where they're kind of taking money away from the individual YouTube channel.
Well, no, the ridiculous thing of it is the hypocrisy is it's the internet. It was like, no censorship. Anyone can get on there. There's no big daddy that can stop you. But then by all of these people getting ad blocker being like, it's the internet, no censorship, I can do what I want. They've actually feeded the mafioso machine to create the biggest amount of censorship in you can only pay to get your ads through for this one guy.
Well, yeah, because it's a supply and demand. Effectively, you are introducing a supply and demand in that medium of advertising.
But I think that's an amazing feat from Google's point of view, because it's like you can never claim complete censorship or ownership, should I say, over the internet. How could you go about doing that?
They're fucking trying.
Yeah, you own YouTube, okay? You own Google. That covers like not only the main like web search provider, but the main content of fucking entertainment and shit. It's practically like TV on the internet now, YouTube. But they're gonna try and maybe wingle in with Facebook eventually.
They'll have to fucking they'll amalgamate it all. Then you'll have to pay a monthly subscription to fucking use it.
Because if everyone just uses Google, then they can censor exactly what what they filter, and they can sort everything out, so you could never find information that you kind of want.
Well, they can control the information that you're privy to on the internet at that point.
That's it.
And it just like any newspaper or the digital television news show, and everything is kind of masqueraded to such a point and fed to you with a certain perspective of the news that they want to perpetrate.
To
like,
porpoise.
like a porpoise. To perpetrate. But it's and the reason the internet is there is to kind of circumvent all that, you know, traditional bullshit that goes along the standard like media platforms. But it's kind of really sad that the internet's becoming slowly like that, with people like Google and other big names kind of trying to
It's because of the power.
conglomerate everything.
When people
underneath
like
their one umbrella.
Google get invited to the Bilderberg meeting, then you kind of see where they're headed.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, that's a different subject for another
Just
video.
like when Michael Jackson got invited because he
But-
had lots of music money.
Yeah. But yeah, because Google.
Well, you guys are taking this into something completely fucking
No,
dark,
we're
right?
we're going like on a
the-
tangent now, and this is so far a detached from Super Mario World.
Right, the
So
point
it's
is
the
stop
European beer.
using APB, drink Polish beer.
Yes.
Go to, what was it, mychristmas.com or something, or christmasroundtheworld.com, there we go.
Also, on the short news of this, the local Tesco's campfire saw a video, very funny. Obviously, we've covered piracy has not been treated as illegal in this country. The new Mass Effect, will that be good? Will it not? Who knows? Probably 90%
Put something in the
DLC.
comments.
Yeah, well, I saw something about new Mass Effect earlier, but I think it's going to just like go, oh, to complete this game, buy the DLC kind of thing, like the last one was, and a new Resident Evil remake on across platforms, including PC, which I think, well, of the first Resident Evil, which I think, you know, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
but
GameCube did it right.
How long are they doing this? You know, how long have they been keeping this ace up the sleeve? Because Resident Evil 6 was bullshit.
And 5.
How long are we
Made
going
us
to
a lot
go
of money.
over
5
our
and
video?
6.
We'll edit a lot of the guff out and keep in the gold.
Right, cool. Right.
I'm done.
That's another 16-bit Sundays.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Enjoy your week.